So we have up in queue Sultai Faeries. You said it was your exact list that got one of the top 2 at the IQ. Yeah, I know the guy. I was at that IQ. We chatted a little bit between rounds. Steven, he might be in the chat right now. Steven, if you are, say hi. Let me check. I can actually just check. He is not in the chat. So yeah, it was so I top 8'd that same event with there's an IQ at the same store. I'm gonna mulligan this. It's like 5 weeks earlier, and I top 8'd with Abzan Company, and I saw that the room was getting more and more control, more and more Tron, more Phoenix, and I was right. There was a ton of Tron, ton of Phoenix, ton of control at that event. So I brought Amulet Titan instead, and I didn't face any of those matchups. Yeah, this is my Sultai Fairy list. I'll keep this, and man, I want all of these cards. So turn 1 Inquisition, turn 2 Tapland. I think I actually bought them. I think I bought them the Cryptic, which just feels bad here. Because either the Cryptic or the Jace, I think, because I could play everything else just in my opening hand. Okay, we draw Cryptic, so it's perfect. Opening up against the Marsh Flats, so I don't mind shocking here. Sweet. Okay, we're up against Green-Black Rock. What beats us here? I have no answer for a turn 2 Bob. Turn 2 Collective Brutality takes my Cryptic. I don't think I really care about that. So I think it's between Confidant and Liliana here. I think Bob, I just have no answer for him. I have to take him. Spellsetter Sprite is phenomenal. Hey, Noob Fragger, how's it going? I can certainly do some Death Cloud. I think I'd have to purchase some cards for that, though. Sorry, I got a work text. Yeah, that's my line is going to be have to turn 2 Creeping Tar Pit and then snap discard to grab the Tracker or the Lily. If I get like a Bitter Blossom next turn, then I'm not as afraid of the Lily. Well, it's not. Magic has never been an investment. I don't even know how many thousands of dollars I've spent on Magic, and sure. So they played a Marsh Flats and a Brutality. Okay. I'm probably gonna be able to snap. Getting rid of that Tracker. I assume they're playing Liliana here. I kind of got to root for the opponent here, too. I think I have to get rid of a land, which really stinks because that slows me down. All right. And once again, I'm going to pitch the land and hope that I top deck a non-creeping tar pit land. Why is this bad fairies? Because there's really not too much reason to go green here. I went green because I like Tireless Tracker and Trophy. I think they fixed a lot of the things that the list was missing. So I'm going to kill Scoos and then swing at Lily here. Sure. So they're going to plus make me get rid of my Jace, and then I'm we're in a top deck war against a deck that's much better at top decking than we are. Okay, it's not a great top deck here. Yeah, without a Bitter Blossom, we're going to get quickly run over. This is a nice Abzan player here. I can't do anything to that. Yep. I actually want to draw a land here. And this is over. Yeah, if I was on the play, I think that would have been an entirely different game. I think we had that victory. Spellbomb is intriguing. Probably not good enough here. What do I not like? I think that's pretty much how we side here. Take out some discard, which are bad top decks, and bring in 3 much better top decks. I'm a real big fan of Abzan. Just green-black in general. I really like the color combination. I love discard. I love Leon. I love Goyf, Tracker, Scoos, Flayer, Trophy. I even like Trophy. I mean, Trophy feels the worst out of all of them, but yeah, I mean, they haven't gotten many toys. Like Control, like Abzan used to go toe-to-toe with Control. Abzan versus Jeskai Control used to be a brawl. It used to be a real fight, to the point when Jeskai players started bringing in Splashing Black for like Crackling Doom to help deal with all the Siege Rhinos. Lingering Souls used to be a real threat against Control decks. It just isn't anymore. Jace, Teferi, Terminus, which is really just with Jace. As Kanta. Like, there's so many cards that Control has gotten recently, so many toys, and all Green-Black has gotten is Assassin's Trophy and Fatal Push. And Fatal Push doesn't help them against... Fatal Push actually made Green-Black worse because it made Tarmogoyf easier to kill. And Trophy did make Green-Black better, but it also made the format into this format where it is cards that Trophy is amazing against, and then there's the rest of the format. Like, you don't want a Trophy Burn or Storm or any aggro deck, because then it's just going to make use of that land and kill you. But you have to have Trophy to have a chance against the decks that Trophy is good against. Oh yes, the Discord. My sideboard guide for Company is there. Turn 2 Bitter Blossom is exactly what we want here. No turn 1 play is a little rough, but I think we'll make do. So yeah, check out the sideboard section. So I will fetch here. There's a difference going on the play makes. I guess I could spell Stutter Sprite and stop anything, right? No, I'm going to Lily here, and then I'm going to Spell Stutter next turn. Because I'd rather the Lily in play and then use Spell Stutter to protect my threat than just take one turn off of trying to counter them. And I'll pitch the land. So my sideboard guide for Abzan Company is available on the Discord. It is completely up to date with my current list, which is the exact 75 that, like I said, just top 2 the IQ in the hands of Steven as the pilot. Okay, so Veil is a little worse here. Bitter Blossom is a beautiful card. I'm just going to sit behind Liliana, protect her, and try to win the game with her. It's kind of the games I like playing anyway. Ride Lily to victory. I'll say one thing green gives us that traditional Fairies decks don't have is an easy way to get rid of Bitter Blossom. I know you could champion it, but is your opponent really going to pass turn 4 without casting anything? Sure. So I'm going to play plus, pitch the Snap, play the Tracker, and pass turn. I could hold up Spellstutter Sprite again, but unless they have exactly Trophy, I think this is a better line. It's a little bit more mana efficient, and it lets me hold up Spellstutter Sprite on the turn I would be trying to ult Lily. If they have exactly Liliana of the Veil, then this line is actually pretty bad. I think I'm just going to do this, though. This then. I'll let Lily go at a 5. I don't think ulting Lily is actually that valuable at the moment. And Liliana of the Veil would wreck my entire tempo plan right there. I absolutely hate the new Mulligan rule change. I think if they want to make a change, they should make it so... Okay, she was dead anyway. It should be a new scry rule. For example, if you mulligan twice, you should scry twice. I think that's the way they should change the rule to make mulligans less painful. I do like to see games of actual competitive Magic. There's nothing worse than an opponent mulling to 4 and then never doing anything the entire game. I'm just going to take this 1. I want 1, 2, 3, 4. X is 4 for Spellstutter Sprite. So I can stop Cletus. I hate this one because it makes decks that are uninteractive just better. Yeah, we'll find out pretty soon how unfair it is. I mean, it just makes decks that I don't enjoy playing against better. Tron, Grizzlebrand, all these decks that are just inconsistent, or not, well, Tron isn't inconsistent, but it just makes decks, like I said, that I just really don't find engaging and fun. It makes them more competitive. So I could crack this clue to try to top deck into a spell stutter sprite or a counter squall, but that's only one more squall, two more spell sprites. That's 3 out of 45. I don't think I have a chance there, so I'm just gonna accept this. And I'll take a swamp. Opponent's Hellbent. I chose not to attack with Creeping Tarpet this turn, but instead to crack that clue. Garrett, you disagree with that? Yeah, I just don't love bannings, to be honest. And that was super painful. Night of Autumn stopping my everything there was super painful. They have the same clock we have, except we're a little bit better here. Sweet. All decks do get better. Some decks get a little bit better than others. And that's my problem, is that the decks that are generally... I mean, sideboard game is going to change a lot. That was a good draw from our opponent. So that put my opponent... There's plenty of creatures in the graveyard. Am I dead? If I think I need to leave one blocker back. 1, 2, 3. So they get 1, 2. They get total of 5 eats. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures. So this could be a 7/7. So I have to leave one back here, and I'm dead to a Fatal Push or a Path. But this way, my opponent's dead to my Creeping Tar Pit next turn. I just don't love the idea. Oh, they're not dead to it because of the skews, but I'm putting enough pressure on them where they are in trouble. Sorry, I didn't fully articulate my thought there. I just don't think bannings are the way necessarily to fix a format's unhealthiness. Like, do we ban Faithless Looting? And that's like the real question, right? So, Field of Ruin is weird here, isn't it? Smart opponent not putting all of their counters on the same creature. Manamorphose is really busted. All Phyrexian mana cards included with that are... Primetime should not be banned. It's a 6. It's a card that costs 6. I absolutely agree. I think it should be Stirrings. If you want to hit Amulet, you hit hitting Stirrings would significantly lower that. I can go 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna lead off with an Inquisition. Okay, they're just holding a land. Okay. Just pass turn. Oh, oh. Sorry, I don't get jokes. I'm just humorless here when I'm trying to like top deck exactly another cryptic command to not die here. I think it's more valuable for me to bounce, draw. Then tap draw. Make him lose the counters on it. Figure the end step, I'll blow it up with my trophy. I think I'm more afraid of Scoos here than Bob. I do hate Opal. I hate looting. I like looting in Pyromancer decks, but even then, it can sometimes. It's like what the it's kind of what the format needed for a little while was some Mardu Pyromancer. Just like the format was blue-white control heavy for a little while, and I think a lot of players forget that. So the reason I kept the Confidant was our opponent could be dead right now. I'm holding on to this Dark Slick Shores in case I draw a tracker. So unless they drew a push, a Field of Ruin. Oh, they're just dead. Okay, game 3. Why would you have saved the trophy? I think that killing the Scoos there when they had less mana to gain life, I think was the line. And that also made it so if I drew a tracker, I think I might have had enough mana, not a tracker, but if I drew like a Bitter Blossom, I could have played Bitter Blossom and attack with Creeping Tar Pit in the same turn. Stoneforge Mystic is a card I really like. I'm curious how good it would be in Modern. He's got the wrong Bobs. I have the wrong Bobs too, to be honest. Okay. All right. So you did that before they played Bob. So I saw it and I was like, oh, they're at 6 life. Like Creeping Tar Pit kills them in 2 hits. I don't want them to gain life. Be more mana efficient right now. Look at the spoiler chat. Okay. Let me pull it up. I'm not going to put it on screen because I've seen some inappropriate things on there. I don't want to get in trouble. All right, well, right now there's nothing inappropriate. So, Sarkon's Catharsis, that seems sweet. Finale of Glory is pretty sweet. Narset's Reversal is a beautiful, amazing card. Narset Parter Veils. Again, we looked at that one real quick. The new Sarkon. New Gideon looks really good. This card can't be real. Arboreal Grazer. That can't be real, right? I like that a lot. I don't think it's real. This hand's fine. It's grindy. It doesn't have Bitter Blossom, which is I think one of my win cards here, but it's got Snap and a bunch of pushes. This hand is totally fine. Trophy can deal with Liliana. I know they could. I actually agree. I think they could unban Pod. I don't think they should, but I do think they could. So I got to push for their turn 2 play. And then I get to hold up Spell Stutter in case they try Inquisitioning me. Go Misty, this way I can Spell Stutter or Trophy. And then next turn I can Snap Push. Well, I can't do anything about that. So I'm going to get a Watery Grave. I do have a green card in hand, so I don't have to worry as much about it. Yeah, I don't really even know how strong Pod would be, to be honest. Just like, Splinter Twin's still disgusting. Anybody who says that Splinter Twin should be unbanned is just a fan of Splinter Twin the card, and not somebody who... sure. I'm going to pitch a Snap. I'm going to pitch a Spell. I just don't have enough fairies right now for her to do anything. Stopping a push or Inquisition just isn't enough right now. I really need X's too. There's just no reason not to play Splinter Twin if Splinter Twin's in the format. That's like really the problem with it. The problem is everything's at instant speed, and you can not even have it in your hand, but force your opponent to not spend mana while you're still progressing your board, and you can still cast spells like Opt and Snapcaster Mage, and you can even cycle bad cards. I mean, there's just so many things you can do with mana on your opponent's end step while you're making them hold up removal. You can be like, oh, they only have to hold up a little bit of removal because Fatal Push is in the format, but that doesn't actually do much either. Start off with a swing. Yeah, Twin was oppressive to play against. Twin was not a fun deck to play against. I think one of my only outs here is if I draw into a tracker, so I'm actually going to pitch the Snap. Got rid of a tracker from them, so that's pretty sweet. So I'm planning on trophying something. Like if my opponent only swings at Veil for 3. Alright, all of them are. They're smart. Okay, so Veil's dead. If they only swung with 3, I'd kill 1 and then she'd still live and get 1 more use out of her. Their mana base is real bad here. Tracker. I might just push, snap, push if my opponent doesn't play anything. I have a feeling they have Liliana, though. Yeah, Eldrazi is way too good. Alright, so we will push. Snap. Push. Not very mana efficient, but we're now 4 power on the board, which is a little bit better. Again, I'll hang on to a land. I can get 2 clues now if I top deck a tracker. You guys enjoying Sultai Faeries? Like, this deck is such slim margins. Its power level is very low. Really need stuff like this. Oh, do not tap my green land. Actually not going to attack with the snap, so I'll just block with the spirits. What a big standstill. Is this a single elimination league, Keen? I'm just doing open queues. I'm just doing one match each time. Abzan Company was one of the few decks in Eldrazi that was able to beat them because it could just, that was without Devoted Druid, because they could just consistently turn 3 or turn 4 gain infinite, turn 4 I think, gain infinite life, and Eldrazi couldn't do anything about that. And I don't know why the Eldrazi decks just didn't run 4 Relic of Progenitus to really mess up the Kitchen Finks decks, but sweet. There's no reason to not get it like that. Ugari Grave Troll is gross. Okay, so they have their own tracker. And when they crack that land, I will blow them up. If I was going blue, I would not run Deputy. If I had the blue splash, it'd be for, and I've said this before, it would be for Reflector Mage, not for Deputy of Detention. That was a really good top deck. Sultai Faeries. Let's go. Boom, boom. Wouldn't even mind drawing a land here. That's awkward. Night of the Relic, it depends on what format you're expecting. If you're expecting a lot of decks that don't fold to infinite life, I like Night of the Reliquary plan. The big problem with Night of the Reliquary is it doesn't fit in with the rest of the deck. So you go, just picture this sequence which happens all the time. Turn, let's countersquall that. Turn 2, Devoted Druid, right? Turn 3, you Chord or play Vizier. Sure. So your opponent kills Devoted Druid on the stack, and then... Sorry, I'm multitasking here. Yeah? They have no more basics left. You Chord, really? All right. And so we'll replay the scenario. Turn 2, you play Devoted Druid. Turn 3, you play. Oh, this is just terrible. We're about to lose here. You Chord or play Vizier. They kill Devoted Druid in response. Well, what are you going to do next turn? Play Knight of the Reliquary? It's not as good. What if next turn instead you played Kitchen Finks and then Chorded for Viscerous here? You're still comboing your opponent because you make Vizier better by having just by having Kitchen Finks in your deck, all of a sudden Vizier is a real threat. Now your opponents have to worry about killing Vizier. Now all of a sudden just having Vizier in play is a little bit scary because you have an instant speed win condition. Yeah, we're just dead. I don't have any. I didn't bring my board wipe in here, so. Oh, Cryptic. We're still alive. Just pass. I could have cracked the first clue first. I'm going to tap everything they have and draw a card, I think, here. Well. Oh, I waited too long. Yep. Whatever, I was dead anyway. I was dead on board anyway. Sorry about that, guys. Abzan's the best killers. You guys want to see some Abzan next?